Welcome to the Yamaha Garage. Thanks for joining us today for some useful service information and technical tips on maintaining your Yamaha TT-R110 trail bike. Today's video is going to cover one of the most important and frequent maintenance tasks, how to properly check and change your TT-R's engine oil. It's also a great opportunity to get the kids involved in learning how to properly care for their ride. Maintaining the correct oil level and regular oil changes are of course extremely important, but it's not the only critical maintenance task to keep an eye on. To ensure your TT-R keeps running strong and maintains that legendary Yamaha reliability long into the future, make sure to keep up with the full maintenance schedule. You can find the handy checklist in your owner's manual, Chapter 7, pages 7-3 through 7-5. Before we get to the oil change, let's begin with a couple quick TT-R tech tips. First off, after every ride, it's very important to turn the fuel petcock lever to off. Most of today's ethanol fuel only has a shelf life of approximately 90 days. So if you're not sure when you're going to ride again and you think the bike may sit a while, turn the petcock off while keeping the bike idling in a well-ventilated area until it runs out of gas and shuts off on its own. This will drain fuel from the carburetor. Just remember to turn the petcock back on the next time you go to start it. Give it a few quick turns of the starter to get fuel back in the carb bowl, and be sure never to crank the engine more than 10 seconds at a time. We also recommend that you treat your fuel with Yamalube Fuel Med RX. We've extensively tested Fuel Med, and when used regularly, it can keep fuel fresh for up to a year and also keep your fuel system free of corrosion or performance-robbing buildup. Finally, if you can't get out and ride your TT-R regularly and it's going to sit for 30 days or more, we recommend tending to the battery with an appropriate battery maintainer. We use the NOCO Genius in our shop to keep our variety of batteries charged and ready. You can buy a NOCO and a Fuel Med RX at your Yamaha dealer or online at yamaha-motor.com. For more details on these tech tips, see our video on care and storage. Now back to the oil change. When we look at the owner's manual, we see that Yamaha specifies the initial break-in oil change after 30 hours of running time or 1 month of use, whichever comes first, and then every 90 hours or 6 months of use after that. Note, Yamaha also recommends checking the engine oil level before every ride. We'll be showing you how to do that a little later in this video. So why are regular oil changes so important? Simple. Clean oil is the lifeblood of your engine. Clean, fresh motor oil creates a film on the internal parts that reduces friction, heat, and abrasion on critical moving parts like bearings, rods, and gears to keep your engine running cooler. Keeps parts clean by suspending contaminants to prevent internal corrosion. And it creates a seal for strong combustion and reliable performance. When you change your TT-R's oil on schedule, you are taking the most proactive step you can to reduce engine wear and preserve the life of your dirt bike. So now that we've taken care of the when and why, let's get on with the how. Expect an oil change on your TT-R to take just a little over 30 minutes to complete, with a Yamaha difficulty rating of 1 wrench, or easy to do. Let's get started. Before conducting any type of maintenance, we always want to be sure to start with a clean machine, since we definitely don't want to introduce any outside dirt or a foreign substance into the internal parts of your engine. Let's keep the dirt on the outside. Luckily, that brings us to our next tech tip. Yamaha has you covered when it comes to clean with a full range of Yamalube quality care products. The most effective way to safely remove dirt and grime is with YamaClean Pro Wash Spray. It's safe for the surfaces of your TT-R, it rinses clean, and it's biodegradable. What about stubborn oil, grease, and other muck that's hard to wash off of the metal parts? Yamaha has you covered here as well with our Yamalube External Engine Cleaner. It's great at cutting through hard-to-remove grease. Finally, want to make the cleanup even easier next time? After every wash, apply Yamalube YamaCoat plastic coating to the underside of the fenders and plastic body parts. It helps inhibit adhesion so mud and dirt rinse right off. All clean? Great. Now let's make sure we have everything we need to successfully complete this regular service. For our oil change, we'll need a quart of Yamalube engine oil. For most conditions, other than extreme hot or cold temperatures, we recommend using Yamalube 10W40 HP High Performance Full Synthetic in the gold bottle. The oil drain gasket or washer should also be replaced at each oil change. And the following tools and safety equipment: a ratchet with extension, 12mm socket, funnel, oil pan, clean shop towel, gloves, eye protection, a strap, and your owner's manual. And why Yamalube? Because we're going to spare you from venturing down that "what oil should I use" rabbit hole of online debate. There's no second guessing here. Yamalube oil is a genuine Yamaha part, born from the belief that high-quality engine oil is a vital liquid engine component. Developed specifically to meet the demands of your high-performance Yamaha engine, Yamaha forms teams of specialists in the fields of mechanical engineering, chemistry, electronics, and track testing to ensure engines and Yamalube oils are researched and developed together for unmatched integration. In other words, nothing enhances the performance or protects the advanced design of a Yamaha quite like Yamalube and Yamaha genuine oil filters. Make sure to check out our Yamalube videos to learn more of why it's the go-to oil for your TT-R. To begin your oil change, warm up the engine by letting it run for a few minutes, outside or in a well-ventilated area. You can quickly touch the engine case for a check. If it's warm to the touch, you're good to begin the service. Turn the engine off. Before you start work, it's always important to make sure your bike is securely parked on a level surface with wheels chalked or transmission put in gear to reduce the chance of it rolling. I like to just squeeze the front brake lever and use a strap to secure the brake on. Place an oil pan under the drain bolt on the lower right side of the engine to collect the used engine oil. To allow the oil to drain more quickly, remove the engine oil filler cap. You never want any debris or foreign material to accidentally go down the filler tube. So put the unscrewed cap loosely in place in the filler hole. Nothing but Yamalube should enter your engine. Loosen and carefully remove the engine oil drain bolt and crush washer with the 12mm socket and ratchet and let the oil drain into your pan. Remember, engine parts and oil will be hot, so be careful. With the crankcases drained, replace the old drain bolt using a new crush washer and, using a torque wrench, tighten to 15 pound-feet. Using a torque wrench is essential for proper mechanical service and repair. See our video on torque wrench basics to learn how to properly use a torque wrench like the one we have here. There are several different types of torque wrenches, so get one of these very important tools and familiarize yourself with its use. With the drain bolt and crush washer tightened and torqued, it's time to get a narrow funnel to add your Yamalube through the filler. The oil capacity spec for your TT-R110 after an oil change is 0.85 quarts, which translates to 27 ounces, or less than a full quart. The engine oil in your TT-R also lubricates the clutch, so in order to prevent clutch slippage, do not use automotive oils with friction-reducing additives or add any chemical additives. Just use Yamalube engine oil, and you'll always be sure you have the right blend. Here's something many don't know. There's a right way and a wrong way to pour oil from your Yamalube bottle. As you add oil, pour with the slant side down for a smoother pour and less spilling. And another often overlooked convenience. Did you know Yamalube oil bottles come with a handy liter or ounce measurement scale on the side to help you pour an accurate quantity? There you go. A couple more reasons why Yamalube is awesome. With the 27 ounces of Yamalube added, check the filler cap O-ring for wear and damage, and of course, replace it if needed. Install the filler cap and snug it hand tight. Clean any spilt oil around the filler cap and drain bolt area with a clean towel and a spray of Yamalube brake and contact cleaner if needed. Now let's check the oil level and ensure that we have the right amount of oil added. The engine oil levels need to be checked, certainly after every oil change, but also make it a habit to check before every ride. There are a few simple steps to checking the oil level of your TT-R110. Warm the engine oil by letting the engine idle for a few minutes in a well-ventilated area. While it's warming, check for any visual oil leaks. Of course, shut off the engine and correct the issue if there is one. When the crankcase cover is warm to the touch, the engine oil is warm enough to shut off the engine and begin the oil level check. Wait a few minutes for the oil to settle, and while you're waiting, safely secure your bike from rolling by placing it in gear and/or wrapping a Velcro strap around the front brake lever. You'll also need to plan for briefly standing your bike straight up. You can carefully balance it yourself, or you can always ask a friend or family member to sit on it and hold it for you. Remove the filler cap and wipe the dipstick dry with a clean towel. Now, with the bike upright and secure, reinsert it into the filler hole without screwing it in. Remove the dipstick and verify that the oil level records between the minimum and maximum marks on the dipstick. If low, adjust the level by slowly adding small amounts of Yamalube and continuously rechecking until it's raised to the correct level. If it's too high, carefully loosen, but don't remove, the drain bolt to slowly drain oil a little at a time until the level is correct. It's common knowledge that a low oil level can cause engine damage, but too much oil can cause issues too, such as oil blowby and leaks. Excess oil can also be forced into the airbox and can cause poor running and damage, so be certain the oil level does not exceed the maximum level mark, And remember, you should always check the oil level after the engine has been idling for a minute or two, then give it a few minutes to settle. Congratulations! You successfully completed a Yamalube oil change and oil level check on your TT-R110. Great work. Note that a Yamaha Technical Academy Gold Tech always cleans his tools and puts them back in order after every job. And one last important step. Always remember to dispose of the used oil in an appropriate, environmentally safe manner. You can either take the oil to your nearest Yamaha dealer recycling center or ask your local auto parts supplier if you can drop it off there. Thanks for watching, and make sure to check out the Yamaha YouTube channel for more do-it-yourself videos and technical tips. Now let's get out and ride.